All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today we are digging into one of Marvel's absolute cornerstones, Mr. Fantastic. We're going to figure out how this guy can be humanity's greatest hero, and maybe its biggest threat, all at the same time.
So let's just jump right in with a pretty shocking confession from Reed Richards himself. I mean, this is not what you expect a superhero to be whispering to his own kid, right?
So that's the big question, isn't it? What's going on here? To really get what he means by something wrong with me, we actually have to start by looking at just how brilliant, how right he is.
Okay, so before we get to the dark side, we gotta appreciate the light. Reed Richards isn't just a hero. We're talking about a guy who is officially, on the record, one of the smartest people in the entire Marvel universe.
And this guy's brain has been on another level since he was a kid. He was a classic child prodigy, totally obsessed with science. Think about it. By the time most of us are just trying to get a driver's license, Reed was already racking up PhDs from places like Harvard and MIT. It's just wild.
Yeah, and if you want to put a number on it, it's a big one, 267. Now look, IQ tests are what they are, but in the Marvel universe, that number puts him in a league of his own. We're talking top tier, highest of the high intelligence.
But it's not just about a number on a test. His intelligence is, well, it's practically a superpower in itself. He has this insane, almost complete mastery of basically every science you can think of. We're talking earth sciences, alien sciences, things like time travel, extra-dimensional physics, you name it, he's probably mastered it. So naturally, a mind like that is gonna aim for the stars, right? And that's exactly what he did. He led this, let's call it an unsanctioned space mission, with his fiancée Sue, her brother Johnny, and his best pal Ben Grimm. Things go wrong, they get blasted with cosmic radiation, and bam, they're transformed. Reed gets his famous stretchy powers, and just like that, the Fantastic Four, Earth's first family of superheroes, is born.
Okay, but this is where it gets complicated. That same heroic foundation, it starts to show some pretty deep cracks. Because Reed's genius, when it's detached from, human feeling, it can be an incredibly dangerous thing.
And this slide just lays it all out perfectly. You've got the promise of his genius on one side, and on the other, the pretty terrifying reality of what he actually does with it. I mean, he wants to save the world, for sure, but his solution during Civil War was to build a prison in the negative zone, this super unstable, hostile dimension to lock up other heroes, his friends.
And the list goes on. His pure, cold logic has led him to make some questionable calls, to say the least. He built a clone of Thor that went on a rampage and killed a fellow hero. He was part of the group that decided to shoot the Hulk into space. And he's constantly inventing these incredible, world-changing things, only to hide them away because he decides humanity isn't ready. That's a lot of power for one guy to wield.
This intellectual arrogance, it's not just about big, universe-shaking decisions. It bleeds into his personal life big time. He can be so incredibly condescending, so emotionally distant. He starts treating the people he loves, his own family, like they're just pieces of a puzzle he's trying to solve, not actual people.
So, if that's what he's like in our universe, what happens when you take away the safety net? Let's jump into the multiverse for a second, because this is where we see what happens when Reed's flaws, his genius and that emotional distance, are allowed to run totally wild.
And yeah, the multiverse has the answer. And it is not pretty. It's basically a gallery of horrors, filled with these cautionary tales of what Reed Richards becomes when he doesn't have his family to ground him.
We're talking about some of the absolute worst villains you can imagine.
And here's the key thing to notice. For a lot of these evil Reeds, there's a single catastrophic event that pushes them over the edge. It's almost always a specific trauma, losing his family, failing to save his world from someone like Galactus. Something breaks inside him, and the hero just disappears, replaced by a monster.
Let's look at a prime example, the Maker. This is the Reed from the Ultimate Universe. He had this awful, abusive father, and then he was rejected by Sue Storm, and it just broke him. He went completely off the deep end, faked his own death, killed his family, and then just reinvented himself as this absolutely ruthless, cold-hearted villain who terrorizes the entire multiverse.
Or how about this one, the Reed from Marvel Zombies? Just think about this. He watches his own kids get killed and eaten, and his response isn't grief, it's logic. He literally calculates that the only rational thing to do is become a zombie too. So he purposefully infects the rest of the Fantastic Four, his own family, and helps doom his entire reality. It's chilling. Which brings us right back to our original question. What makes the Reed Richards we know, the one from the main universe, different?
Why is he a hero when so many versions of him are monsters? What's the one thing, the one variable that changes the outcome? Well, Reed actually figured this out for himself. He once met this whole council of other Reeds from across the multiverse, and he saw the one critical difference between him and all the broken evil ones. He never left his family. They did. See, the secret isn't that our Reed is smarter. He's not. It's not that he's more powerful. The secret is that he made a choice to be more than just a brain that solves problems. He chooses, again and again, to be a husband, to be a father, to be a friend. He chooses to be part of a family. That comes first. The lab, the equations, all of that, it comes second. And that is his anchor. His family, that connection to humanity, is what keeps his incredible intellect from spinning out of control and becoming something truly monstrous. They're his moral compass, the thing his brain just can't create on its own. So, in the end, the most fantastic thing about Reed Richards isn't his mind at all, is it? It's his family. That's what makes him a hero. It's not about being smart enough to solve any problem. It's about having people you love to tell you which problems are worth solving. Which leaves us with this final thought. What's more fantastic, really? A mind that can solve anything, or a heart that knows what's actually worth solving for? Reed Richards knows he has this cold, calculating part of himself he has to fight every single day. And maybe that struggle is the whole point. It reminds us that any great gift, any great power, is completely worthless without a little bit of heart to guide.
Thanks for joining us for this Explorator.